Hello and welcome to Security on Screen. Today I'm in the headquarters of AMSTERGI's offices here in Dubai. I'm joined by Anas, who's the Chief Commercial Officer, and he's going to explain to us a little bit more about the work that they're doing, not just in this region, but across Africa. Anas, thank you for speaking to Security on Screen. Perhaps you could just expand out on your work here.
So AMSTERGI is a value-added distributor for multiple brands, and our core thing is to bridge the markets, or like our vision, what you can say is to bridge the market with the future digital solutions and technologies. So currently, like you are in our headquarters in Dubai, we deal with world-leading brands in multiple verticals in electronics as well as into extra low voltage solutions. And now we intend to go with the future technologies, that is the AI and homeland securities.
So, Anas, perhaps you can expand out now on sort of the history and the timeline of the business for me.
So like AMSTERGI was built up with a great vision from our leader, our CMD, Mr. Abish Mohammed. So, like we started in 2004 as a box mover and mainly focused in the gaming industry, because in this region, the console gaming was very big. And then shortly going forward, we realized that this is not the space that we need to be because it is every man's place. So then we started negotiating with brands, and at that time in 2011, we were able to sign up with one of the leading storage brand or the flash brand, that is SanDisk, which we signed up the distribution for North African markets. And that's where the journey started as a distributor or a value-added distributor. And those markets were very tough, but because of expertise on the supply chain that we had the access to that markets, it made us easy. And also we added up more brands to evolve ourselves as a distributor, and brands started coming to us. So from there, like we added WD, which is again a storage brand. Then we had like while we were in the gaming industry, we signed up with PlayStation, which is one of the leading A brands in gaming, console gaming. Then going forward, we went to the low voltage area, which we signed up with cabling infrastructure with Leviton, which was previously known as Brandrex. And then the Italian brand for cameras and access controls, which is known as Comelit. And thereon we signed multiple brands. And today we have a kitty of around 24 brands, like very strong brands.
What's driving this move into the security sector specifically?
So like when we signed up with WD, they had a category which is called purple, which is something like we were also shocked seeing the demand of that product. So then we started digging up why this demand is there. So we could realize that all the government sectors or all the countries, they are very much into the security, and everyone wants to build smart cities, and they want to have more security for their people. And all the people in the world, they need to be living in a very secured area. So we found that the industry is a wow. So we started creating an ecosystem which AMSTERGI as a value-added distributor or a value-added partner could give a complete solution to the end customer with the products that they need. So we started negotiating with the big brands. So here and there we are filling up the gaps that we have, and we also have a lot of solution expertise with us, who has joined with us and who is bringing this business, and we are evolving to the future technologies.
Anas, thank you for explaining, who you are, the ethos, and what this move into the security sector is all about. Appreciate you taking time to speak with
Thank
Security
you,
on
Peter.
Screen.
Thanks a lot.
Having had the opportunity to speak with Anas, it's now a pleasure to speak with yourself, Rohit. Of course, you and I go back a number of years. You're a veteran in the industry. You've represented multiple brands and had a very successful time within the security sector, specifically in this region. Can you explain to me, please, why AMSTERGI?
Thank you, Peter. That's a great question. So as you know, I have been in the security industry for 2 decades now. And I started my career with a systems integrator. And as my career progressed in my journey over the years, the last 15 years, I've mostly worked with manufacturers and the leading manufacturers from different disciplines of the security space, if you may call it, whether it was video management software or it was the full end-to-end high definition video surveillance systems from cameras to storage to servers. So I've always been on the other side of the business. And what I realized is how this whole industry works in terms of supply chain and how we are actually servicing the market in terms of a go-to-market strategy. So when AMSTERGI and I started talking, AMSTERGI was already active in this space. They were building the ecosystem and there was a natural fit because they were looking for an expert with expertise in the industry. And personally, me, over the last few years, my journey has been really to create a platform for manufacturers. Because coming from the manufacturer side, I realized the pains and the challenges the manufacturers face and how important is the go-to-market strategy and the way to go to the market, right? So AMSTERGI was a natural fit, and the most important thing I realized about AMSTERGI was the presence. They have been having a presence for many years in the region. The platform is ready in terms of resources, in terms of offices. AMSTERGI is present not only in Dubai in the headquarters where we are sitting, but we have a large warehousing capability. We have a distribution center in Jabal Ali, which is more than 50,000 square feet. So it's a fairly large facility. And we have offices across the region in Qatar, in Egypt, in Morocco. So the presence is there, geographical presence is there, the brand portfolio is there. And what they needed is somebody to spearhead this business and accelerate the business to drive growth and presence in the markets with building the ecosystem around the portfolio for a security systems or a electronic security vertical, right? So that's where there was a natural fit between AMSTERGI and myself personally, and this whole alignment happened and the relationship moved on.
So how are you planning to develop the AMSTERGI brand through the security delivery that you're making here?
We have a lot of initiatives here to drive this. So primarily engagement with end users and opportunity management with system integrators and channel partners, which is also backed by our calendar of events. When I talk about a calendar of events, we have a defined calendar to do trainings, to do product orientations, to create supplier awareness around the ecosystem, around the industry, and around what's happening in the marketplace. That's also backed by us being present in some of the strategic industry events, as well as backed by a digital media / marketing engagement to create more awareness around AMSTERGI, the brands we work with, and the supply chain and the logistics that we bring into the marketplace.
So let's look at this now from a product perspective. You've got a lot of expertise in the market. You understand the products and how they sit and how they fuse for users. What can we expect to see there?
So I would like to start explaining to you about what really AMSTERGI is. AMSTERGI is an acronym. We didn't speak about this in this whole conversation, but A stands for artificial intelligence, M stands for memory and storage, S stands for supply chain, T stands for technology, E stands for electronics, R stands for robotics, G stands for gaming, I stands for infrastructure. So we have two divisions within the organization. One is the electronics division, which is mainly dealing with consumer electronic type of products, where we have gaming portfolio from Sony and Logitech and other brands which fall in that area. But my expertise is from the security industry, where you know me from. So we call this the ELV division, which is the extra low voltage division. When we talk about the product portfolio, naturally we already work with a lot of brands within the ELV division. So for example, we work with cabling infrastructure, where we have two major brands, Leviton and LS cables. We work with a brand from Italy, Comelit. Now Comelit is really specialized in video entry door systems as well as access control, and they have a CCTV portfolio. We work with Delta for UPS. We work with Rittal for cabinets. We also have an Indian company called Security Shells Infotech, which develops a software for access control, but that primarily utilizes HID controllers and readers. And we currently also work with Avigilon to offer the end-to-end high-definition video surveillance portfolio along with the AI and access control. But what we are doing right now is we are creating, you may call them buckets or you may call them product segments. We are segmentizing these products. So primarily we have 4 segments that we are trying to create in the portfolio to offer a much larger ecosystem to our partners and our partner network basically, right? So the first portfolio is the electronic security / physical security portfolio. Here we will have video surveillance, access control, gate barriers and products like that in that category, right? The second portfolio is our enterprise data center portfolio, where we already have products like the cabling infrastructure, which we spoke about, the cabinets, and we're going to add some network and other gear there, right? The third portfolio is our AR portfolio, which is our AI and robotics portfolio. So when I joined AMSTERGI, part of the vision of the founder was, as I explained to you, the acronym, but A and R are the areas where the product relationships are not there yet. So I'm building that and bringing in the AI and robotics portfolio. Within the AI and robotics portfolio, we will be doing things like video content analysis, VCA, which you probably know from the video security world, but also robotics. Robotics to increase business efficiency, operational efficiency, and address a lot of areas. We already started relationship with an AI company that's doing non-security AI, like for document management or document intelligence, right? And the last portfolio is our homeland security and defense security portfolio, where we are working with drone manufacturers, we are working with anti-drone systems, we are also working with other armored kind of products like armored vests and other technologies, which is primarily targeted towards the military, defense and the homeland security vertical. So that's our game when we talk about building the right portfolio and addressing the market with a complete portfolio for the security industry.
Well, there's clearly a deep understanding. There's a best of breed products, but what would you say to an installer or a systems integrator about AMSTERGI? Why would they work with you?
Like you said, best of the breed, the breadth of the portfolio we carry is a fairly large breadth. So we are able to address a large portion of the project as a one-stop shop. Okay, the flexibility we bring to the table, all right. Our end-to-end offerings in terms of systems offerings, not just products, but we also have expertise built in as a value-added distributor with pre-sales and design and build expertise in-house. So we bring a lot of value on the table. We would like to classify ourselves as a technology distributor. Within the space, there are several kinds of distributors. Okay, there is a traditional security distributor and there is the IT distributor. But our mission is to bridge the market with futuristic technology. That's really our mission, right? So in order to do that, we are creating an ecosystem in such a way that it's having the full breadth. So it's not just IT, it's not just security, but it's a more holistic approach. And with the flexibility, with the global footprint that we have with our offices and our teams on the ground to help and support with all the training programs and all the enablement that we offer as a value-added distributor. So for a security integrator, there's a lot of advantage to work with AMSTERGI with all the value that we bring on the table.
Rohit, thank you for taking time to expand out really, what the full picture is and what it means to see you delivering for AMSTERGI in this region and further afield across Africa. Appreciate you taking time.